Sharona just had a question, and she was talking about this guy had asked her about economic policy. And oftentimes in economic policy, if you can't understand it and you can't follow the logic, it's oftentimes
we call BS.
We call BS.
If you've been thinking that in your head, you are spot on.
Yeah. And it's easy when it comes to economics because most people go, oh, math.
I don't do money.
Sorry.
I don't do math. Yeah.
I don't do that. And so they're automatically shut off. But you need to be aware of this, especially when you're talking about economic policy and capitalism, because that really makes America so unique. And capitalism is basically you're providing a service to someone else and then they voluntarily purchase that. Mm-hmm. So I do Sharona's hair and then she voluntarily pays me. And so it's an exchange of goods.
There's an understanding. Mm-hmm.
Right. And without government coercion. That's capitalism. And so when people are not necessarily attuned to basic economics and capitalism, you can get bamboozled really easily.
And you can think also that you don't have any room to speak in the conversation because you don't understand those ginormous words they're using, right, or the weird philosophy they're painting for you. You're just like, that wouldn't work selling lemonade on the street out here, but okay, I guess.
Right.
My father-in-law was saying that he flew past his business classes with an A. He totally got it, loved it. And then he took economics and couldn't understand any of it. He said it was like a different language. Yeah. Doesn't that seem weird to you?
Yeah.
If you can run a business, you can figure out economics, unless if they don't want you to figure out what it is they're trying to say.
Yes. So when economics becomes really confusing, usually it's there to take away your rights.
Just know that.
Usually it's policy that is there to take away your production. Mm. So when it's super confusing and you can't follow the logic, then either they don't understand it or they're using it to bamboozle you.
And it's okay for you to say, can you break that down to a kindergarten level?
Yeah.
Because wouldn't it be interesting if they can't? Because then that would really speak to them not understanding what it is they're trying to teach.
Right. So
and that would be scary.
Einstein, he had said something to the fact, he said, what was it? If you can't explain it well, then you don't know it. Something to that tune. I can't remember exactly what he said, but
that makes sense.
It's so true. And I think that that's really true in any field, in any, if they're there to stroke their ego and make them look super smart, then they're not there to educate you. And I think that that's a big problem, especially in politics. So if they're talking above your head, you can't follow the train of thought, it's suspect.
Absolutely.
And I think Sharona had it right. If you could apply the same principles that you're learning in the economic world, or someone's trying to tell you that applies, just think of it, okay, that's my kid's lemonade stand. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Would that work on my street right here? And I talk to my kids all the time. I'm like, okay, so would you do a lemonade stand if I took 40% of your production?